All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk, Friday, October 14th, 2022. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by the sports judge, Jonathan Mathis. How's it going tonight, Judge?
What's up, man? I could be a lot better if the Dodgers were winning the freaking game, and I don't know if you saw my comments from earlier, but if the Dodgers lose this series, I'm going to lose it, and I'm going to go on an explosive, epic rant. I mean, this is going to be one for the ages. This is going to be historic for social media. It might break the internet by the time I'm done with the Dodgers. Because, look, they're playing terrible tonight. I turned the game off earlier. I turned the game off. I turned the TV completely off. I didn't just turn the game off. I turned it completely off. And look what I put on. I put on Super Simple, a preschool show for my daughter to watch.
Well, I'll give you an update. They're down 2-1.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They do have a runner on second base right now with only one out.
Yeah, and not to sound negative, but to sound truthful, they probably won't score that run, knowing the Dodgers.
Justin Turner just struck out. So
yeah, that figures. That figures. They leave man on base. They can't advance the runners. They can't score runs. That figures. That's the Dodgers for you. That's the headache that comes with the Dodgers in October.
Frankie said he's been looking. Frankie said he's been looking for you.
I'm gonna be popping some Advil soon because my head is gonna be throbbing with these Dodgers. Fooling around with these Dodgers, my head is gonna be throbbing.
Dustin said Padres and Phillies in the NLCS. Who picked that?
I want to break my TV, but I can't because then I will have to buy another one.
You got two outs in the top of the sixth. Yankees in trouble with McKenzie coming back in game 3.
Yeah. The Dodgers win 100+ games.
The Dodgers
that won't mean a damn thing.
Let me tell you something.
They lose this series to an 88 win Padres team.
They didn't score.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You're telling me something I already know about the Dodgers, Chris. You got to remember, I live in LA. I've seen it year after year after year. It's the same movie over and over and over again. It's like watching Gonzo with my daughter 100 million times.
It's not over
every
yet.
Damn song already.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, but I know every damn song the Dodgers sing. I know their tunes already. I'm tired of the record. I'm ready to break the record in half.
Frankie said Dodgers about to follow their name all right and dodge the NLCS.
Frankie might be right. Frankie might be right. Because honestly, it's not looking good for the Dodgers at all. And where in the hell did all these Padre fans come from? Where did they come from? Where have they been all my life? This is not a personal attack on the Padres. I'm just saying, where have all these Padre fans come from all of a sudden? It's a bunch of bandwagoners in that damn city. Bunch of bandwagon fans, man. Get out of here. San Diego was once dominated by all Dodger fans. The last time I checked.
By the way, this the series is going so far. What do you think is going wrong for the Dodgers?
Leaving runners on base, not taking advantage of opportunities, missing on opportunities to score. You had 2 errors tonight on the left side of the field. So I think, like Dustin just said, the Dodgers are clearly not built for the postseason. They can pile up all these wins during the regular season, but when it matters the most, And when you have to, pile up wins to win the World Series, that's when it doesn't happen for the Dodgers. Unfortunately, they can't continue on with that magical run that they display during the summer months.
I'll tell you what. I know.
No, I said that's the problem.
Oh no, I know. That you're not happy with the way Dodgers are playing, but if you look at the postseason so far this year, we've had a lot of good baseball games in the postseason. A lot of close games, some fun games to watch. The Cleveland and Yankees game today was a real good game. Phillies are hot right now, dude.
Yeah, Philly.
They got the Strider early, and they're looking like they're trying to take control of that series.
Yeah, the Phillies have built on momentum. They look really, really good right now. They look like the team to beat, certainly, in these playoffs. And you saw today how they played. It turned out to be a rout. That game turned out to be a rout. And, I mean, the Braves just got destroyed mentally. I think a loss like that is deflating. And now your back is against the wall. Now you're put in a position where you have to win the game. If you don't, it's win or go home.
And you've lost with two of your best pitchers on the mound.
Right. You lost with two of your best pitchers on the mound, and now you got to hope that you tie up the series tomorrow, or you're done. Your season's over. You're going to be eliminated from postseason play. And it's looking like the Phillies right about now will take tomorrow's game. I wouldn't be surprised. The game is in Philly. They're at home. All they need is one more. But we all know this too. The elimination game is always the tough one to get. It's always hard to close out a series.
Oh yeah.
I think the Phillies, they refuse to lose right now. They're playing consistent baseball. They're, mustering up hits. They're manufacturing runs. And they're doing everything better than the Braves right now. You're on mute. You know that, right?
But no, they've been able to get off. They've been able to get the Brave starters off the mound early. I mean, look, they got freed off in like 3 innings. They were able to get Strider out of there early today. The top of their orders hitting the ball where early in the year they haven't been. You're starting to get some hits from Bryce Harper and Castellanos, and some of them guys are finally starting to hit the ball. They look like they've got hot at the right time. It's going to be interesting to see how far they can ride this momentum they've built up.
Yeah, it's nice to see what Nick Castellanos is doing. This is a guy who struggled massively during the regular season. Was chasing balls out of the strike zone, was getting under the ball, was swinging a bit too late, wasn't able to, smack the ball into all fields, something that Nick Castellanos does well because he's a double hitting machine. And now he's coming on at the right time for the Phillies. So I wonder what Philly fans think of him now, because these were the same fans who were very critical of him, who were ready to run him out of town. And now suddenly, since he is playing the role of a savior, everyone wants to praise him and anoint him.
I've always been a Castellanos fan, but he also played on my Reds for a couple seasons.
Yeah, he also played down in Detroit.
And he had an MVP type year with the Reds. Man, yeah, the Dodgers are gonna have to get going. Like I said, there's still a lot of time left in this game. Anything can happen. I mean, look. Seattle was up a couple times on the Astros. Looked like they were going to get a couple wins in that series, and they fell apart. So you never know what's going to happen in the postseason as you get in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. But Dodgers have to get their bats going. I mean, they don't hit the ball, you're going to be done.
Yeah, and that's something that has been quite repetitive in the month of October. Is that their bats go cold. Um, they can never score with runners in scoring position. They can't seem to deliver in the big moments, and that continues to hunt the Dodgers.
Why do you think they have that problem? Is it the manager? Is it? I mean,
I really can't answer that question. I think it's immense pressure, maybe. Maybe the fact that they meet better teams. It's stiffer competition. You're facing some of the best pitching, in baseball.
yep.
Deeper rotations. You know, um, they could dominate their own division because
But
everyone in the NL West is much weaker than the Dodgers. You
what?
see that the Dodgers clearly ran away with the division.
Well, that's all I was going to say. The Dodgers beat up on the Padres in the regular season.
Right. They made them look like little brothers, and now the Padres suddenly are showing up to the fight, saying, "Hey, we're not going to get pushed around anymore. We're not going to get punked by these Dodgers. We're going to show them that we are just as tough as them. We're tough as nails too. So we're gonna give it our best fight, and we're not gonna back down this time. Enough's enough."
Rio, my early pick for the World Series was the Mets and Yankees, but since the Mets have been put out, I'm still going to stick with the Yankees. But I think I'm kind of leaning for maybe the Padres to surprise people and come out of the National League. Phillies are hot right now, so I think Padres are starting to heat up a little bit at the right time.
Well, they suddenly they got a fan base behind them because they got a bunch of people who jumped on the bandwagon that's rooting for them now. So, they got a pretty good support system behind them.
Stat guy says I miss Castellanos in Chicago. Yeah, I miss him in Cincinnati. I wish they would have kept a hold of him. Stat guy says the Dodgers struggle in the playoffs because their division is shit. Look at their record outside the NL West.
See, and I just said the same thing moments ago that Dustin just said. That's uh, a big part of why they always look so good during the summer as well. But when the calendar flips to the month of October, they disappear. They pull the disappearing act.
What have been your thoughts on the playoffs so far? You had the wild card weekend last weekend, and then playoffs all this week. What's been your thoughts so far in the postseason?
Well, I think it's been an interesting postseason. I think it's been exciting to watch. A lot of people had the Braves against not the Padres, the Phillies. The odds were in their favor. It's not looking that way now. Momentum has taken a swing in the series, and it's all pointing in favor of the Phillies to come out victorious in that series, and they can. They're only one win away from going back to the NLCS since 2010. It's been a while. It's been over a decade now. It's been 12 years. So they're going to a place they haven't been in quite some time. If they get one more win, they're one win away from immortality. And things are looking up for them. Things are trending in the right direction. So I think the Phillies have surprised a lot of people. I think the Padres have definitely surprised a lot of people, beating the Mets in the wild card series. That took a lot of people by surprise. That left a lot of people stunned because the Mets, like I said, the Mets should have at least, made it more interesting. And when you look at the starting rotation, they arguably have two of the best pitchers in baseball, Max Scherzer and Jacob DeGrom. But Mad Max didn't look mad at all. Mad Max looked scared. We could call him Scary Max because that's what he looked like. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know if it was a dead arm. I don't know if it was pitcher's fatigue.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was 100%
Right.
trying to come back from that
Right.
injury.
But whatever it was, he didn't look like himself.
He's done that before in the playoffs as well.
Right. It's not the first time, and it was just uncharacteristic to see him give up home runs at such an alarming rate. He was giving up home runs left and right. Jacob DeGrom, he had been struggling before the playoffs even got underway.
But he battled some injuries this year
Right.
as well.
He battled some injuries as well. So his stuff wasn't as sharp when he would appear on the mound. So it was just hard to see the Mets being bounced around by the Padres. They got bullied by the Padres. And the polar bear, he didn't show up. Pete Alonso. We're talking about a lineup that has power. We're talking about a lineup that has been very productive with the guys that they have. You seen Jeff McNeil have a breakout season, and then he suddenly vanishes. He doesn't show up for the postseason. Pete Alonso is not slugging like he usually does. It just didn't feel like Mets baseball. And their owner, who is not shy to spend money, he did a good job, assembling this roster, going out spending money, doing everything he can to make his team better. And, they just lose.
And this is something.
It was a botched season for
the
Mets. It was a colossal disappointment.
This is something me and the stat guy talked about this morning on our baseball show. But he said my thoughts: the MLB needs to expand the playoffs to 8 teams on each side. I like that. We were talking about it earlier, and I like it because then, nobody would get a bye. Then I know some teams wouldn't like that, but one could play 8, 2, 7, and so forth. And I like that. I think I'm all for more playoff baseball, and I think having some time off hurts some of these teams as well. Having that extra time off, it can get your pitchers out of rhythm because pitchers are creatures of habit. They like to be throwing every 4 or 5 days. They don't like to have no 9, 10 days off. And it can even hurt you batting, but it can also, if a guy's struggling, sometimes having that little bit of time off can help you. So I can see it working both ways. But I do like the idea of expanding the playoffs to 8 teams on each side, like they did back in 2020, and keeping it that way. I would enjoy the extra 2 wild card series.
Yeah. I would like it either way. I would like it. I think it's competitive.
Hey, how's it going, Gambler?
What's up? And we're seeing it. It's still competitive. Baseball is not like the NBA where you can see the same team winning year after year. A team going on the three-peat. You don't see that in baseball. Look, you look. The Braves might not get back to the World Series. They're down 2-1 in the series. They're staring, at elimination. They're on the brink of elimination. So I think baseball has done a good job considering the parity and the competitive balance and teams that show up and get hot at the right time. Baseball is doing just fine, keeping things competitive and exciting for fan experience and I think that is what people look forward to uh, when it comes to postseason baseball.
What's been your favorite series, playoff series this year to watch so far?
I would be a homer and say the Dodgers and the Padres, but that series has given me a headache. I'm telling you, I'm going to be popping Advil by the morning. Um, but I guess I can say um, the Yankees and the Guardians, because look, most of these games have been close. Uh, you know, they are really challenging the Yankees. They beat them today in game two.
Split in New York.
Yeah, they beat them in New York. Now the series shifts back to Cleveland, and those fans are going to be fired up. Um, we're talking about the youngest team in baseball, the youngest team in these playoffs, and they're not intimidated by the Yankees at all. Clearly the Guardians have nothing to lose. The pressure is not on their shoulders. And right now they're riding with a lot of confidence. They believe in themselves and they feel that they can take on this tough task in front of them, which is having to upset the Yankees. And to me, you got a power hitter in I'm going blank on his name. Help me out. Jose Ramirez. I think he's so unappreciated and doesn't get the recognition that he deserves because he is clearly one of the best hitters in baseball.
Well, and they have one of the best closers in baseball.
Yes, and they don't talk about him either. And they, to me, they have a pretty good bullpen.
Oh yeah, they have a good bullpen.
They have a very good bullpen, one that a lot of people tend to ignore. So to me, that's been the series to keep an eye on. Aaron Judge is not really doing much. I talked a little bit about that earlier. I said he used up all his power during the regular season, during his pursuit of home run number 62 to surpass Roger Maris for the most home runs in the American League.
Yeah, that's been a good series. I don't think he's used all his power. I just think one thing is you're facing better pitching every day. And dude, Bieber's a dog, man. He's not easy to hit. So I knew that was going to be tough today. But other series I really have enjoyed has been the Seattle and Houston series. I know Houston's up 2-0 now, but both them games have been real close and have came down toward the end. I mean, one game ended on a walk off, and then the other game was real close. And Seattle had chances to win. I think they kind of blew their chance when they didn't win game one after you beat up Verlander early, get them out of there, and then you don't take advantage of that and get the win. But that series has been real fun to watch. All the series have been good to watch so far. I'm not gonna lie, I missed the Dodgers and Padres game 2 the other night because that's when I wasn't feeling good and I was asleep. But so I didn't see much of it. But I would say the Seattle and Houston series has probably been my favorite to watch so far, just because both games have been real close. But I agree, the Yankees and Guardians have been fun to watch. It's been a great postseason so far.
Well, yeah, I would agree with you there. If you like breathtaking finishes and thrilling games, particularly late that end in dramatic fashion, then yeah, it's the Astros and the Mariners series. Most definitely. And you see what Jordan Alvarez is doing, man. He's on a different level right now.
Yeah, he's been pounding the ball.
I don't know what planet he's from, but that dude is destroying baseballs and he's sending them to the moon. I mean, he's sending them far and beyond over the train tracks in Houston. He's sending those baseballs to the moon.
What do you think about the great Thursday night football game we had last night?
I turned it off.
See, I
It's
watched
like just like I turned off the Dodger game. I turned that off too.
I watched it. I watched all of it.
You watched the whole game?
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of people tuned in late. I don't think it's a game that people really sat and watched for 4 quarters. I think they came in late to see what would happen in the closing minutes of the game, and sure enough, there was a touchdown, I believe, late in the game. Or no, there was an interesting play where the Bears came up short.
Yeah, well, the Commanders scored a touchdown off a muff punt by the Chicago. And then they were able to punch that in for a touchdown. And then Fields broke loose for like a 35, 40-yard run to get him down there by the goal line. And almost, he completed a pass, but it was just short of the line on 4th down. It was just short of the goal line. When he first touched the ball, he was inside the end zone, but he was bobbling it. And by the time he got control of the ball, he was outside the end zone, outside of the end zone. So they came up short, and then after that, Washington could run out. All they had to do was run out the last 45 seconds or 40 seconds that was left. Yeah, it was an ugly game. Everybody wanted to talk about how bad the Colts and the Broncos was. This game was just as bad, if not worse.
Well, so, Amazon, all the Amazon Prime Thursday night games have been terrible. It seems. I mean, I don't. In recent memory, I don't think we had a competitive game yet on Thursday night.
They've been competitive. They've been competitive. This ain't been a whole lot of offense. They've been competitive.
Yeah, they're boring games. They'll put me to sleep. If I stretch out in my recliner, I can assure you that I would knock out.
I sat there. I sat and watched the whole game last night. Not saying it was the greatest game I ever watched because it wasn't. But if I'm awake, that's what I'm doing is watching sports. So
man, I decided to turn the game off, and I caught up on the She-Hulk.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the She-Hulk. I don't watch much TV series.
Yeah, no, I went on Disney Plus and I started watching this She-Hulk.
I've heard people say some good things about it, but let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about a little NFL. You got, like I said, Thursday night game last night. The Bears got beat by the Washington Commanders 12-7. Another big high scoring game on Thursday night. Got some big games coming up this weekend. One game I'm really interested in is the Bills and the Chiefs. Seeing that rematch from last January in the playoffs. And I think we can get another game kind of like that where it could be a shootout and whichever team has the ball last might win this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. You got two high-powered offenses. I think both of these teams will be trading touchdowns because you got two quality quarterbacks. You got two of the top-notch quarterbacks going at it. I can see a repeat of last January. I think Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes will both be throwing haymakers. This should be a good game, and yes, it could come down to the final possession of the game. It could come down to whoever has the ball last, or it could even come down to another coin toss. But I like the way Patrick Mahomes and company is playing right now. I can't discount what the Chiefs have done this season, and I got to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I got to go with them, and I got to give them the slight edge. Right now, Travis Kelce, if you got him on your fantasy team, and I don't play fantasy sports, but if you got him on your fantasy team, he's the man right now. He's the man to have on your fantasy team because he is killing it right now. He is playing top-level football right now. He had 4 or 5 touchdowns, something around there the other night. He just looked completely unstoppable.
Yeah, 4.
4 touchdowns. There you go. And that's Patrick Mahomes' go-to guy. Every quarterback has a comfortable, it has a connection with someone, and someone they're comfortable throwing the football to. And Patrick Mahomes is comfortable throwing the football to Travis Kelsey. Patrick Mahomes has kind of, you know, uh, rediscovered his mechanics. He hasn't been as shaky or erratic as he looked at times last year. And I guess you could say he reinvented himself this season. So I got to go with the Chiefs, man. I think the Chiefs have, built on momentum, and I just think they have looked sharp this season. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs over the Bills. But I think it will be a close game, and I do think it will be a shootout. And Josh Allen is gonna do his thing. But the Bills are also shorthanded defensively. They're missing some guys on their defense.
I like the Bills in this game. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised the Bills are favorites on the road. I figured Kansas City be favorites at home. Hey, what's up, Evan? Thanks for checking us out, man.
What's up, Evan? My man from Arizona, man. He's a big time Arizona sports fan. Does a great show too. Puts on a great show.
He said, "Jonathan, are you watching the game, man, potty?" No, he got mad and turned the game off.
I did. I turned that crap off.
I
turned my TV. Actually, I turned my TV completely off, and then I turned it back on for my daughter and put on one of her preschool shows.
All right, let's we'll kind of go through these games and give out our picks and break them down a little bit like we usually do. Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay is 10-point favorites in this game. What's your thoughts on this game?
I couldn't hear you. Repeat that.
You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I'm going with the Bucs all day, man. Their defense looks good. You got Levante David. You got Shaquille Barrett. I mean, you got a pretty good defense up front. Tom Brady, you can never bet against Tom Brady. So I'm gonna go with the Bucs here. I think the Bucs get a win over the Steelers. The Steelers, I think their quarterback is by committee right now. Unless Kenny Pickett is that guy moving forward, I think Mike Tomlin might have moved away from Mitchell Trubisky. So there's a bit of question marks about the quarterback for sure. So I'm going to go with Tampa.
Yeah, I like Tampa too.
Right there.
Yeah, I like Tampa in this game as well. For one, you got a rookie quarterback for Pittsburgh that's still kind of learning, and you got a strong defense with the Bucs. And Pittsburgh, their defense just isn't the same without T.J. Watt. Pittsburgh's defense has really been struggling since they lost T.J. Watt. So I like Tampa Bay in that game as well. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars at the Colts. You already know who I'm choosing in this game. I'm going with the Colts. I look for the Colts to play a lot better this time against the Jags. One, we're at home. Frank Reich has never beat the Jaguars on the road since he's been the Indianapolis Colts coach, but he's never been beat by the Jaguars at home either, since he's been in Indianapolis. I think Colts get Jonathan Taylor back. Hopefully, the offensive line can step up and play a little better when we get a running game going. But I'm gonna go with the Colts over the Jags.
There's always a first for everything, so I'm gonna go with the Jags here. Trevor Lawrence has really grown into his role as a starting quarterback on that team. I think Doug Peterson has helped facilitate that offense and has kind of, been a huge part of his development. So I'm going to ride with Jacksonville here. And, Doug Peterson's a winner. This is a guy who dialed up the Philly special when he was coaching the Eagles. I like Jacksonville, man. I like what they're doing this season.
Orange has been struggling the last couple of games, though, turning the ball over.
Yeah, they've been turning the ball over, but they could clean some things up and get back in the wins column. I think Jacksonville gets the win over the Colts.
Okay.
Sorry, my friend.
I like. Then you got the Bengals at the Saints. Bengals are 2.5-point favorites. I like the Bengals in this game. I think Andy Dalton's starting to quarterback again for the Saints. Uh, I think they're missing Michael Thomas still. Saints just injuries have really hurt the Saints, and I think they're missing Sean Payton as well. Uh, but I like the Bengals here, even though the Bengals' offensive line is flat terrible. They're going to get Joe Burrow killed. But I like the Bengals to pull out a victory here after losing a close game on Monday night to Baltimore Ravens. I think they're going to come back out fired up and pick up a win against the Saints.
Man, they caught the injury bug for real. The Saints have, and it's been contagious. It has spread through the locker room. But the Bengals, yeah, I like the Bengals to bounce back. Joe Burrow, you're right. He is gonna get killed out there because he really, really has no offensive line that he can depend on. You know, he has to rush a lot of his throws because he's getting chased down by opposing defenses, and it just hasn't been easy for him. But I'm going to ride with the Bengals here. I think the Bengals will find a way to pull out a victory against the Saints.
Then you have the New York Jets at the Green Bay Packers. Uh, Jets have been playing better football here the last couple games. Zach Wilson, since he came back from the injury, has been playing has been looking better. But I think the Packers. I think the Packers win this game after their collapse in the second half last week in London against the Giants. I think they're going to come out and play a little better football this week. They got off to a good start in the first half last week. It looked like they might blow the Giants away. Then came out in the second half and laid a dud. I don't look for that to happen 2 weeks in a row. So I like the Green Bay Packers here against the New York Jets.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time jumping on that Packers bandwagon. Aaron Rodgers is frustrated. You can see the exasperating look on his face. He is fed up with his wide receivers who he cannot depend on. They're not reliable. They drop a lot of passes. He's throwing these passes on the money, and they're not, hauling in the catches. It's been tough for Aaron Rodgers. I think he misses Devontae Adams just as much as Devontae Adams misses Aaron Rodgers, and that has been different. That has made a difference for their offense. It's just not the same in Green Bay right now. Green Bay hasn't played great football, so I'm at the ride with the Jets, especially since Zach Wilson has returned. The offense has looked a lot better. They have played, good football, and Salas, if I said his name correctly, the head coach there, his coaching philosophy has been working.
Then we have New England Patriots at the Cleveland Browns. I'm actually going to go with New England Patriots in this game. They've been looking pretty good with Zappi at quarterback. I think the Browns find ways to lose games. They play a lot of close games, but it seems like they find a way to lose at the end. So I'm gonna go with New England in this game, even though New England is the underdog. But with Bill Belichick, I like Bill Belichick being on the sideline over there for New England. So, and I think he'll come in with a good game plan. The key is they're going to have to be able to stop Chubb. If they can't stop that running game with Chubb and Hunter, it's going to be a long day for New England. But I like the Patriots' chances here in Cleveland this weekend.
Yeah, you can't bet against Bill Belichick, even though he doesn't have Tom Brady by his side anymore. Because we all know that Tom Brady decided that he would move on. But, I think they will game plan well. Like you said, the Browns, right?
Yes.
Browns are a team that find a way to blow it. They're not a team that can convince me that they can win consistently. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots, even though they're underdogs in this game. I don't think they have Mac Jones back yet, right?
No.
Yeah, so yeah, I think if I had to pick one of these teams, it would be the Patriots.
All right, next is the Minnesota Vikings at the Miami Dolphins. I don't understand why the Vikings are only 3-point favorites in this game, especially with I think the Dolphins are probably going to be starting their third string quarterback again. So don't make a lot of sense to me why the Vikings are only 3-point favorites. I like the Vikings a lot in this game. I mean, we saw what that third string quarterback looked like last week. I don't see that much of improvement in 1 week. And Tua is still out. I don't think Bridgewater's going to be able isn't going to clear protocols in time. So I like Vikings in this game, and I think getting them at -3 is like almost a steal because I don't I don't understand why they're not bigger favorites.
Yeah, well, the Vikings squad doesn't overly impress a lot of people, even if they make big plays and drives when necessary. And they got Justin Jefferson, one of the top receivers in the NFL. This guy is lethal. He's vital to their offense, and he can make big plays. And then you got Kirk Cousins, who's does a good job managing, the team and making plays at the right time, and he usually comes through and come up big. Uh, Tua for the Dolphins is ruled out. Teddy Bridgewater is also still in a concussion protocol. So you got to rely on your third string quarterback. You don't have you don't really have. I don't think you have your top cornerback either, Xavier Howard, right? I think he's out too. I know they're thin at the cornerback position, and they have some defensive players that's out with injuries as well. So I got to go with the Vikings.
All right, and then we got the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Giants. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going with the Ravens in this game just because the Giants defense has played well, but I don't know how much they're going to be able. I think they'll slow down the Baltimore Ravens offense some, but I don't know if they're going to be able to slow it down enough because the Giants struggle to score points. They really don't have no receiving weapons right now. It's basically Saquon Barkley and then their defense. So I like Baltimore in this game, but I think this could be a close game. But I just don't know if New York Giants will be able to put up enough points to beat the Ravens.
The Giants don't have, all the pieces to their offense. No, they don't. They don't. But under Brian DeBall, they have played great football. They have bought into his philosophy, his confidence, his dedication, and his model of consistency, has been, a huge influence on those players. And I think he has instilled that in his players, and they have done a good job winning football games. He has turned that team completely around. He has established a new culture, and there's just a different feel now to Giants football. So I got to go with the Giants here in the upset. And don't forget this, too. This is Martindale's revenge game, the former Ravens defensive coordinator. He knows Lamar Jackson really well. He knows John Harbaugh really well. And he knows what to expect. And trust me, he knows how to game plan. So I got to go with the Giants here.
49ers at the Falcons. 49ers are 4.5-point favorites. I like the 49ers in this game. Falcons are a more competitive team than what I think people give them credit for. But they're a team that they just seems like they find a way to lose. They can be in the game and a real close game, but they find a way to lose it. I like the 49ers. I know they lost Bosa. That's going to hurt them, but their defense has been playing real well. Offense has been looking pretty good too with Jimmy G. So I like the 49ers here over the Falcons.
Yeah, I like the 49ers too, even though they're dealing with some injuries. This could be a dangerous game for the 49ers. This could be a trap game for the 49ers. But I think the 49ers have a pretty good defense. Uh, so I think they'll be fine. I think the 49ers will utilize the ground attack, you know, um, and I think they'll have enough to get through the Falcons. But the Falcons features a running game, the second most efficient rushing attack in the NFL against the NFL's best rush defense. So I think the 49ers will have enough to stop the Falcons, and I think the 49ers will come away with a win.
Then we have the Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Rams. I'll let you go first since the Rams is your team.
I don't know about the Rams right now. I'm not highly confident in the Rams. The Rams, to me, have a lot of problems, particularly on their offensive line. And Matthew Stafford, when he doesn't have the protection, he tends to make a lot of mistakes. He turns over the football a lot. He forces throws, and that results in turnovers. And that's what we've seen. Carolina's defense, has the personnel. They have Steve Wilkes. He's gonna make sure this team stays competitive after the firing of Matt Rule. And the Panthers are healthy enough to cause some havoc, to wreak some havoc. So I don't know. I'm gonna say the Rams, but the Rams offense is broken up enough up front to cause some concern and worry about their next opponent. So I mean, I'm gonna say the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I mean, it sounds weird that I'm saying that, but I'll go with the Rams.
What's up, Mike Hughes?
What's up, Big Mike, man? Mike doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing for the Chicago fans.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I was gonna go with the Panthers just because you went against the damn Colts, but Panthers are gonna be starting PJ Walker. I hope PJ Walker plays a good game because I've been a PJ Walker fan, but I mean it is your third string quarterback. A new coach. Sometimes you see when these interim coaches take over, you see a team come out and play real well that first game. So I think this could be I think might be a better game than what people think it's going to be. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. Rams to pull out the victory here. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is going to be an interesting game. Arizona is still missing D Hop. They'll get him back here. I think he still has one more week, so they'll get him back in a couple weeks. But then, how long is it going to take him to be in game ready after that suspension? Geno Smith has been balling for the Seahawks. It seems like the Cardinals are a team that find ways to lose games. Been finding ways to lose games here at the end of games. They had a chance against Philadelphia and ended up blowing that by missing a field goal. I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks at home to get a divisional win against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Cardinals defense though. The Cardinals has formed a strong duel up front with J.J. Watt and Zach Allen. And then you got some guys that can make plays on the defense. But you're right, man. Geno Smith has kept the offense moving for the Seahawks. He is amazingly the best quarterback in the NFL. Let the Seahawk fans tell it. If they tell you to them, he is possibly the best quarterback on planet Earth. The way he has played this season. I think he's in the right system. I think he's in the system that best fits him. It fits his personality. It fits who he is, and we have seen him have a resurgent year. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks get a win here. Uh, I think the Seahawks offense has looked explosive enough to put some fear in some teams. And then you got my boy out there, DK Metcalf, who's doing his thing. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Seahawks.
And Sunday night, Cowboys at the Eagles. I think it's going to be a good game. You got the Dallas's defense, who's been playing about as good as any defense in the league, against a well balanced Eagles team that they have a good defense as well, and they have a pretty good offense. I think it's going to be a real close game. I actually like the Cowboys plus the 6.5, but if I was just picking it straight up, I think I'm going to go with the Eagles. But I think this is going to be maybe like a 3-point game. So I can see the Cowboys covering the spread. But I think the Eagles win this game.
Yeah, to me that's the game of the week, and I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, man. You look at that pass rush of theirs. It's relentless. You got Micah Parsons coming off the edge, chasing down quarterbacks. You got the ball hawking defender in the secondary, Trayvon Diggs, man. He's out there doing his thing. I like the Cowboys here. I know Jalen Hurts has stepped his game up. He has, matured. He has, taken on a huge role, and he has shown that he can be a leader on this offense. I like what he's doing, but I think the Cowboys have too much on defense. They definitely have a top 5 defense in the league right now. And that defense to me is very scary. You saw what they did to the Rams last week. They harassed, Matthew Stafford. They could make it very, very tough for Jalen Hurts. I think this is going to be the Eagles' real test right here is the Dallas Cowboys. And I think the Dallas Cowboys will pull it out.
And then Monday night, the Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Chargers. We get to see the Broncos back on prime time again. I like the Chargers in this game. From what I've seen from Denver, I can't pick them. I can't trust them. Only thing that scares me about the Chargers is their coach. He likes to try to give games away with some stupid decisions. But I like what Justin Herbert's doing out there. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here over the Broncos at home.
Why is the NFL torturing us? Well, the schedule was already made anyway, but it's torture to have to sit and watch the Broncos. Nobody cares. The Broncos are a horrible football team. Nathaniel Hackett could be a one-and-done coach. I think he's already on the hot seat. I think he has proven that he's not experienced enough to be an NFL coach, that he's not ready to take on this task. And he's done a poor job. And Russell Wilson has not looked like the same quarterback that we saw in Seattle. He looks washed up. He looks like a quarterback that's ready to sign his retirement documents. So I got to go with the Chargers here. Unless Brandon Staley find a way to screw it all up with one of his boneheaded, dumb late game decisions.
Hey, you never know. He tried to do it last week, and the Browns just missed a field goal. Ricky Smith says, "Go Eagles!"
Fly, Eagles, fly!
Why are you throwing?
All right, that's all the NFL games. Anything else you want to talk about tonight before we get out of here?
Did the Dodgers win or lose?
Top of the 8th inning, and the Dodgers are still down 2-1.
Figures.
They have a runner on first base with 1 out.
Yeah, and they'll probably leave that runner stranded. I'm pretty sure they'll blow another opportunity.
Popped up in the infield for out number 2.
Yeah, that sounds like the Dodgers. That's the same song.
Trey Turner looks like he might have hurt his hand sliding back into first base.
Yeah, and you know what? If they don't win the World Series, I don't see Trey Turner re-signing with the Dodgers.
If they don't win the World Series, are you going to switch teams?
No, I'm not switching teams, but I'm going to go off. I'm telling you, I'm going to explode. I'm going to lose it.
No, got 2 outs here.
I might even knock over this damn shoe rack behind me.
Oh, you just had one break. You don't need to break another one.
I don't care. F them shoes.
Hey, you know what? The shoes send my way. I'm sure I can find some people.
Hey, the Dodgers always find a way. The Dodgers always find a way to screw it up in October. They always let us down.
And it's not over yet.
You know,
not over yet.
I said coming into this postseason, do not go breaking our hearts. I know it's not over yet, but it looks like another heartbreaker. It looked like a heartbreaker in the making. It really does.
Well, they're running out of time now because it's top.
We're watching Halloween Town. Well, it's over now, but yeah. So, pretty soon we're gonna be watching another Dodgers horror movie if they don't get it together.
Stat guy says Trey Turner to the Cubs.
Yeah, he's been saying that for a while now.
And Muncy strikes out to end the eighth inning for the Dodgers. So they're down to the last 3 outs.
Yeah, they're gonna lose. Is Josh Hader on pitching for the Padres?
Not yet.
Yeah, he will be on. Yep. And they're gonna be down 2-1. Now they're gonna be thrust in the position where they have to win.
Yeah, they're going to be a must-win game in San Diego.
Yep, in San Diego. And now their backs are gonna be against the wall. Not surprised. You know, like I said, coming into these playoffs, I have prepared myself for heartbreak. So I'm ready for it. I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, as a Dodger fan, we're used to it by now. We almost know what to expect from the Dodgers. It's not like it's predictable. I mean, it's not like it's unpredictable.
Yeah, that's true. They've been the best team in baseball for a lot of years and don't have a whole lot to show for it.
Get your popcorn ready for Dodgers horror movie.
But anything else, man?
No. I just want to advise Dodger fans to get their popcorn ready. And get a tall glass of Coke. You know what? As a matter of fact, you might want to sign up for grief counseling. Just a heads up. Those are my final thoughts.
Hey, it ain't over yet. And even if they lose this game, they still have a chance. So baseball's a weird game. You never know what's going to happen. But I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Don't forget to hit that.
Trust me, Dodger fans know about weird out here. We know. We live in Hollywood, and the Dodgers are a weird baseball team.
But don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Also hit that subscribe button on YouTube on at the All Sports All Plays Network. Check out the Sports Judge's YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button for him.
Let me respond to Dustin real quick. That wasn't an abbreviated season. And to a lot of people, that World Series win don't count. It's an asterisk next to it. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of people. It's not only from non-Dodger fans, but Dodger fans are even saying that. You know, we have to win it when it's a full 162 game season and 11 games that is played in the playoffs.
Greg, I took the Bills and the judge took the Chiefs for the Bills Chiefs.
I took the Chiefs, Greg. So I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I gotta get to Kansas City so I can get some of that good old barbecue.
Oh yeah, I love some good old barbecue. But no, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Like I said, please like and follow on Facebook at All Sports All Plays and at the at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows. We'll be back with Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. We're live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 11 p.m. Eastern. If you're a pro wrestling fan, I'll be doing a wrestling show tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Live pro wrestling, AACW, going to main event. I think the main event's a bull rope match. There's going to be a lot going on there. Check us out tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern for that. I'll be doing a live watch along for the Colts and Jacksonville game on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you're a football fan, come join us for that. Talk some football. But Judge, you got anything?
No, I just want the Dodgers to stop choking on those nasty, disgusting Dodger dogs.
All right. Well, on behalf of the Sports Judge, I'm Chris Gonzo Gonzalez. We will see you guys Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. Please hit the subscribe button on your YouTube channels. Like and follow us on Facebook. We greatly appreciate it. Have a great weekend and stay safe.
Good night.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.